That one scene where he saw them teenagers in that virtual reality thing.
That was hilarious. But
we love natural sex.
Well, I like.
On the couch like damn, what a slam. It's back to you, grouches. My crew just might roll on you like TP.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Lost Legends TV. We are Rated MC. I'm Ray.
And I'm James. And this is our friend Scooby or Joe, however he wants to go by.
I'll go by Scoob for now.
Today we're going to rank the iconic Friday the 13th franchise from our worst to our best. Our subscribers have asked us to first rank or review each film and then rank the entire franchise. But for this one, since this is going to take so long, I'm sure in the future movies. We're going to go back and review the movies.
Yeah.
For this particular series, since there's so many movies, we're going to run through this real quick and get it out the way for y'all.
As possible, so.
Mine is, and I hope majority of the world agrees, is Friday 9, Jason Goes to Hell. The script was horrible. Kane Hodder was good, but he had so little screen time. The Jason's appearance, probably up there with one of my favorites. The way he looks is like the way his face molded into the mask because it's been on so damn long. It was pretty neat.
I also agree because part 9 was trash. Like, it made no sense because like Jason's literally barely in the movie and it's supposed to be a Jason movie. And like he was a parasite, like going into people's bodies and shit, and that was weird. I will say again, Kane Hodder is amazing. And the whole look of Jason when you actually do get to see him is phenomenal. But the script is just trash to me. Like it was terrible.
The movie does have one of my favorite Easter eggs. It has the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon.
Yes, I remember that. Also, it has the little thing where like Freddy's glove grabs Jason's mask.
Yeah, the end scene. That's how
to set up Freddy versus Jason.
I think around that time, a lot of people were doing a bunch of stuff for like cliffhangers at the end of their movies, which I can see why people do that. I just, me personally, I'll prefer a more finite ending.
Yeah.
Because if you believe that it's the last thing that you're going to do, you will do your absolute best. Yeah. But if you're trying to set up for something else, sure, it'll leave people wanting more, but I feel like I would want more knowing that it's the last thing. I was going to say that Jason X might be my least favorite, but it's so silly that I actually like it more than some of the others. So I would probably agree with y'all here because I like to see Jason murder folks. So.
And he wasn't in it.
Yeah, and he wasn't really. It's nice seeing the mentality portrayed by other people, but I would prefer to see the big lumbering man doing it.
Exactly.
But, that's my opinion. So I'd agree with y'all.
We're all agreeing not at the worst.
Yeah.
All right.
I think this is where we're going to differ from each other.
Probably.
My next one is Freddy versus Jason.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to have some problems. Because that's one of my favorite ones. But I'll listen to your opinion first.
Okay. Go ahead, Ray.
Well, the movie had shitty acting.
I can agree to that.
That's true.
I did not like the script.
I can feel that.
That's true.
Mostly shitty acting. Robert Englund wasn't bad, all right? But I feel like it wasn't his fault the movie was bad. Let's go to Jason for a second. I didn't like the way Jason was portrayed, the way he looked.
Yeah.
I didn't like anything about Jason in this movie at all.
I feel you.
This didn't feel like a Jason movie, even though it was 50-50. Robert Englund wasn't bad. He did his thing. But I felt like there's this one scene in there, if I remember, when Lori is asleep and you see this small version of fucking like Demon Freddy, If they would have kept that aspect during the whole movie, it would have been, I think, phenomenal. That would have made up for the shitty acting for me.
Okay.
Well, I absolutely love that movie. Mainly because it's like...
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't Robert Englund that had shitty acting. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's the actual actors.
Yeah.
It's like with most Friday movies. Kane was amazing. Shitty acting, shitty script.
For instance, so my next least favorite is part 7. And the main reason it's part 7 is there's nothing you could tell me where I would think a movie where a girl who has telekinetic powers is fighting Jason makes sense to me. It throws me off so fucking much. And then the ending was weird because her dad, who drowned in the very beginning of the movie, which made no sense to me, comes back and he pulls Jason down underwater. What are you doing with this script?
I think they did it for a heroic thing.
That's fine, but it was just weird. Again, Kane, I cannot say enough good things about Kane Hodder. He's an amazing person. He's great as Jason. That was a terrible script to me. Like I do not like 7. If 9 was not here, 7 would definitely be my least favorite.
I feel like I agree with James because the end fight did not feel. It didn't feel satisfying to me seeing Jason lose that way.
Like legit, she gained her powers and now she could throw nails at Jason. What's going on?
It just seemed goofy, I guess.
Exactly.
There's a certain level of silliness that I would enjoy, but
So far, me and Scooby are on the same page. You took the turn and was like, nah, I don't like Freddy.
wait,
versus
which one did
Jason.
you say was yours?
Freddy versus Jason.
You're gonna hate me for this one, but Jason Lives.
Oh no! I feel you. No, I'm not a big fan of Jason Lives.
Well, the movie, I got to give it props for sticking to the basics. It went back to Camp Crystal Lake. It didn't pull nothing stupid.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't a good movie to me. Appearance-wise, it's my least favorite Jason.
Like looking
he just looked like a handyman. You know what I'm saying? With a satchel and shit. I don't fuck with it.
I got you.
I kind of I like the look, I guess.
Yeah, he's a big fan of that look from the game mostly.
Well, yeah, I have a biased opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the look.
I like that they did go back and everything, but I also didn't like the fact that they reanimated him. I mean, it did make him stronger and everything. That was really cool. And Tommy Jarvis was probably like at least my second favorite Tommy Jarvis in this film.
It did not feel like a Jason movie.
I got you.
Like there was certain moments with the stupid comedic relief, like the paintball stuff.
Yeah, like they
when
shot
he's-
him with a paintball gun, which was weird.
When he slams that fucking dude up against a tree and it's a smiley face then. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
Give me no
see.
sense.
If I'm gonna go 6 on this one. I'm gonna go 6 as well. So my next one is 6, and I agree because like there was some comedic stuff that shouldn't have been there, and it looks like Scoob is also like
yeah, I'm also agree because I actually don't mind the look of Jason. I kind of like the scenes with Jarvis interacting with Jason again.
Yeah,
I do like those scenes. I love the scenes with Tommy Jarvis.
And that's an end scene I can actually kind of like.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't
Which
bad.
I like it. I just I don't think it's enough to really
put it up there. For
Yeah, there. I would say
my top like they would have to come out with a new one and just be amazing. It's like I would really love that one.
I'm mainly judging my favorite ones based off of how it affected me when I first saw it. When I first saw this, I was like, it's aight.
Again, that's why Freddy vs. Jason is not as low for me. Because I did sort of enjoy it, even though I know the acting, some of it was kind of trash. But it also had some of my favorite kills in the movie. What is your number 9, Ray?
7. So we met with Kane Hodder, and
Yes.
well, I find out this is his baby.
That's his
Kane
favorite
Hodder
one.
loves this
But that
movie.
was his first one. And I get that. And again, Kane Hodder was amazing in the movie as Jason.
He had some
fucking
decent
loved
kills,
it.
though.
He did. He had some good
The
kills.
sleeping bag kill.
That's my favorite. One of my favorite kills in the movie.
When he dives through that fucking window. I like that.
But like I said, the script was just terrible to me.
It was terrible.
It was awful, and like I really wish they'd have gave him something better.
Could you imagine what these films could have been if they just dotted their I's across their T's, man?
If I had to pick another one, I'm probably gonna go with Jason X.
Well, we had to put it there eventually.
Yes.
Because I don't think it's better than the old ones. I just think it's silly. That one
is
scene when
silly.
he saw them teenagers in that virtual reality thing.
That was hilarious, but
We love Mitchell Sad.
Well, I like, there are certain scenes in it that are just like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. But I don't.
that's great. That's all good to me. I love the comedic shit. But again, this is a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not really. You don't feel scared watching Jason X. The whole premise alone just makes it silly. Jason in space.
Now, here's the thing. I like Jason. I thought it was weird when they killed him, and now he gets to become Uber Jason, which basically meant you were not killing him unless you blew him the fuck up.
Fucking Terminator.
He was the Terminator.
It was.
John
And some of the
Connor.
kills were cool, but like I said, there was a lot of stuff that was like, there's one line with that girl, like she's being sucked into space. She said, "This sucks on so many levels." I was like, God, that's so corny. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Like,
I mean, the
that.
old ones are corny because of the time.
Yes, but
Still, that stuff is. I thought it was entertaining. It's entertaining, ironically. If you can enjoy it, ironically.
where are you going with this, Scooby?
You need to
What's your number 9?
No, I'm gonna put number 9 on Jason X too, because I feel like that's a decent spot.
So far, me and Scoob are down the middle. Like, we're on it. Like, we're agreeing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Mine
we're gonna
would be
differ at
also
the end,
X.
though.
We're gonna differ way at the
Number
end.
8, yeah.
Way at the end, I'm finna be. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay, so his number 8 is Part 8.
Well, I did like the pre-Uber Jason. I really liked the way he looked. I didn't like how he was trapped by a whole bunch of fucking scientists. I mean, if you take that storyline and like make it a little more realistic, that's not bad. Hey, Jason finally got captured, you know? There's something special about him. To make him like just fucking unstoppable, like he's a fucking, T-800, I really don't like that. I mean, it was badass watching it as a kid, but looking back now, I'm not as appreciative as I was back in the day.
There are certain things that stick with you for a reason. When you first see the movie, those things are what will determine whether or not it's good for me. Is what sticks with you.
You remember that guy who was in love with a robot?
Yeah.
And he was trying to stick the nipples on, they kept falling off. You remember that? So stupid.
And then, like, that couple had sex, and, like, the moment she moaned, Jason woke up. The moment she moaned, that was it.
That's how you summon Jason.
I will say, one of my favorite kills in that movie was the whole, like, liquid nitrogen kill.
Yeah, that was badass.
Like, where he grabbed her, dunked her in the face, she froze, and they smashed her face. That was amazing. That's definitely, like, top 5 kills all time for me. That was just amazing.
There's a scene in the movie where he's looking at his old machete, then picks up that new machete. I love that scene.
That was really dope. My next one is going to be Part 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay. Yeah, I feel we're going to differ there. But Jason was amazing. Some of the kills in the movie were amazing. I even like some of the acting in the movie. The script overall, to me, didn't make a lot of sense. Like, why is he in New York? I get it. He can go other places. I like that he knocked old dude's head off. That was really cool.
Yeah, I like that scene too. I like this movie more than I guess you would.
It's not that I don't like it, but the other ones I can't like rate them that low.
Isn't that one where he was running down in this area? I think it was like a sewer or something. And there was this guy who was like, oh, and he had like a wrench, and you saw a silhouette just beating the guy.
Yeah,
that junk scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
My favorite scene is a comedic scene in that movie is when he's walking down the street and he knocks that dude's speaker off and he tries to say something and Jason just lifts his mask up and then he puts it down and walks away. I kind of wish he just murdered those dudes. but I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Scoob, what's going to be your number 8?
My number 8 would probably be Part 1, surprisingly enough. Because I think that was the one where after I saw it a second time, I get it. It's nice. It's where it all began. I just, I have more of an emotional connection to the other ones.
I got you.
So I'm not going to say it's bad. Me personally, I just don't have as much of a connection to that one in particular. I do like the fact that it was Pamela that was doing the stuff, which was nice. But, Jason is really the main reason why I watched the movies. So it's more significant for me. Because I actually never saw the first one first. I saw the other ones first and then went back and watched them.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ray, you said your number 7 is Part 8.
This is my favorite Jason appearance-wise. I feel like Jason was as badass as he's ever been in this one. I like the idea of taking Jason out of Manhattan finally. I mean, not Manhattan, but Crystal Lake.
But it's not to New York.
Yeah, because it's bound to happen. But where do you go from there? Where do you take Jason? How do you make this film different? If I was like a big time producer, you brought me a script, and you said, hey, I want to take Jason out of Camp Crystal Lake. That's good, Steer away from it. Now you throw up,
New York.
Madison Square Garden. No,
I'm like, no. It kind of seems like you're just trying to do a grab, like, oh well. New York people might really like this because he's in New York, and it's just kind of crazy.
The continuity is the problem there.
Yeah, continuity too.
My number 7, I'm gonna go Part 5. I'm gonna go New Beginning. The big turnoff for me in this one, and it's not a completely terrible thing was the fact that Jason was not actually in the movie. It was a guy playing Jason. And I liked that premise in a way, but also at that point, when I see that Jason's in the movie, I'm kind of like, okay, cool. Jason's, back. I want to figure out how he came back. You know what I mean? Did he actually die? I really like that. And then to find out that it was just fucking Roy because his son got killed kind of threw me off. I didn't like how they assumed that Tommy Jarvis was just crazy because of this shit. I mean, he'd been, he was a child and shit, but that's a pretty traumatic event. I wouldn't just immediately assume that somebody's crazy because that happened. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible movie. Like, we're getting into the movies where they're not bad.
Yeah,
but
I don't think this is bad either.
No.
Though, when you watch it and then you find out that it's just a guy.
Yeah.
Well, after I saw it, I was like, wait, then how did he manage to pull off all this stuff? And it kind of baffled me afterwards. Because once you watch it a second time, you're like, it does seem like it's possible. Mm-hmm. And they kind of take some liberties. But I do like the aspect that after you see it, you think about it differently. Like, that isn't Jason doing it. It's a guy doing it.
Yeah.
And you think on how he managed to pull that stuff off.
So, where are you going with number 7? You're going to go...
I'd agree with you on number 7.
Okay. So,
yeah,
so far, the only thing we really differed on was he put number 1 at 8, and I put Manhattan at 8. Number 6 for you, Ray, is what?
Would be 5. I gotta agree with you. I actually kind of like this movie more than anybody else does, or most people. I like that Tommy's a little old now. He's dealing with trauma. But I think if you took a more psychological approach with this, it would have been a lot better,
Yeah.
Because like you said, when you find out it's just a fucking guy at the very end, if they would have worked that Roy in a little bit better, I feel like it could have worked. But I mean, I like the movie.
Legit, you see him like twice, like the actual guy before he's unmasked, and it's just he's just an ambulance guy. There's no reason for me to think that. Now, if this was like a movie where I was trying to guess who the killer was, that would make sense. But you told me it's Jason, so I immediately think Jason's back and alive. You know?
I feel like back then how the trailers could be very misleading.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't give away the plot point either.
My number 6 is gonna be Freddy versus Jason.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put this down, but
That's cool. That's fine. It's not terrible to me, other than the acting. The acting is pretty fucking bad, but there's the kills in it are really good. I love Robert Englund, even though he was kind of older in this. The final fight between Jason and Freddy was pretty good to me. I really liked that. There was some stuff that was like most of the acting. There was some of it was just like, God, this is like awful.
The acting was pretty awful.
Awful, bro. Like, there was a couple people who were decent. There was a couple people who were decent in it, but for the most part, it came off like, no, I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe like that she's actually like scared or anything. I also didn't like the way Jason looked. I get you on that. Just looking at all the other Jasons comparatively, it's not my favorite. I did like the scene where he killed all those people in that group.
in that freaking
Cornfield, because that's something I believe Jason would do. Not just
seeing
focus
Jason
on one person.
going ham.
Just running through people. That was fucking amazing.
That was dope. But I'm gonna say my opinion.
And then one of my favorite kills is the kill where that dude's laying in the bed. And he just folds that dude up and was like, he shanked the fuck out of him and folded him up. That was one of my favorite kills. I really liked the kill where he smacked old girl into that fucking tree from like a good minute away.
Yeah, Freddy's like,
She was talking shit, and Freddy was like, and then just she's done. One of my least favorite fucking kills in that movie was that white dude. I cannot remember his name, but he was kind of like filling Kelly Rowland's character, the guy who died on the tree bleeding out, because they made it seem like he was going to get help, and I get he was hurt a little bit, but he just started bleeding out, and I'm like,
that's kind of a boring way for someone to go out. In a Freddy vs. Jason movie, I understand. It's probably like how we're gonna kill this character off. He's already injured. Just have him bleed.
I'm telling you, man, if you would have took this movie and made it 10 years prior,
it'd probably been amazing.
Kane Hodder, Robert Englund.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn how bad the script was. It would have been good.
Okay, Scoob, where's your number 6 at?
Well, I'm starting to have a harder time choosing. I'd probably say part 3.
Okay.
Part 3 is it's alright. I like it. The older ones, I absolutely love seeing Jason just moving in those movies, and you barely ever see him actually pursue people. But
it has one of my least favorite kills in it.
Which one?
The one where that dude eye pops out, because that was the one where it was 3D. I thought we were just not doing 3D, and the dude, he kills the dude and his eye pops out.
You can see the freaking stick coming out of his eye. It's obvious that it's fake.
I was like, that's no.
When I was a kid, the fact that it was a stick, I was trying to make sense out of it when I was a kid. Because when I saw the stick coming out of his head, I was like, but where did that come from? I don't understand. And I was freaking... As an adult, I know what it is now. But when I first saw that,
his fucking head, and then
it freaked me out because I didn't know why.
Yeah.
And it confused me. The confusion itself scared me. Because I do like 3D. Seeing him. I do like some of the stuff in it.
This was Higgins Haven.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was Higgins Haven.
Yeah, that was okay. Well,
this is the first of Higgins Haven.
Yeah, I still like the movie. If anything, I like the atmosphere and how he would pursue everyone in this one. And this one is where I got used to how he would chase people.
Yes.
And I thought it was dope, just the whole concept of how he would move. There's certain ones where he would just be running after somebody, and then you'd be paranoid because you don't see him approach you until he's right there.
Number 5 for you, Ray. We're in the top 5 now.
2009 remake.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is where things start picking up to me. I know a lot of people really don't like this movie. I love this movie. Mm-hmm. It kept Jason at the Jason standard. It didn't pull anything wild. They kind of humanized Jason in this one a little bit more, and made him like a survivor, a hunter. Like, he literally uses a fucking bow and arrow in this. Yeah. And I like that. You know, I like this different version of Jason, this different take. And this is one of the many, I hate to say it, even kind of over some of the originals where I would love to see a sequel to, which we probably never will.
No, because they'll also.
Yeah.
Now, my number 5 is also going to be number 09. Because, again, they actually got me with something. Because, like, it was like that girl. Remember, that girl that was like the main girl the whole movie.
Yeah,
and
I didn't see it coming.
She gets killed, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
Because I thought, like, if they killed anybody, they would have killed the dude. Like,
that girl.
You're assuming that it would be, oh, well, she's going to make it, obviously. And then when she didn't make that look like, when they were crawling to it, I was like,
yeah. Like, it threw me off. The kills that he does are really good. Like, the whole bow and arrow, the axe kill was really good. I like how he caught that dude and stuck him on the back of that truck, and that dude just drove off. He didn't know.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, we don't have a difference in opinion on all the freaking last ones. But I love so much about this movie.
Well, before if you like it, just save it.
I'll wait.
Okay, so what is your number 5? Because you got this left, you got this left. You got part 8 left, you got part 2 left, and part 4.
I'd say Final Chapter would probably be my 5th one.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely not going to.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I like it.
Yeah,
it's really good. Like I said, I like the movie. Okay, I like it. I do. I'm not going to say it's bad. I just like the other ones better because I grew up with the other ones more.
Yeah.
Molly
I can see it.
No, I mean, well, look. First off, y'all disappointed me when well, I'm going to get to my favorite one.
Okay.
Once we get to the last one. I like Chapter 4. I liked it seemed like it was a finale, which is what I was saying before. I like the idea of it being the last one because you go all out when you believe that if someone believes this is the last time we can use this character, this is where we end the franchise, that's when your best stuff comes out.
Yeah. And this is literally when you first see Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah.
It's that whole last kill, like he pretended to be Jason, kind of confused him and hit him with the machete and hit him, like he gave him that scar and shit, which was really dope. I like that.
Seeing stuff that seems like it would be irreversible happening to your main character is good. Yeah. It's like seeing something happen to his mask that will permanently be there. If you use this character again, it will have to be there. Stuff, people knows that immediately, and it makes an impact.
So we're down to the last 4. I think me and Ray had the same last 4. All right, so Ray, you're number 4.
My number 4 is going to be the original.
Number 1.
All right, then.
Okay, again, this is where we're going to start differing again. Because that's not going to be my number 4.
Oh, well.
Seeing this as a kid, I remember the suspense killed you, man. You know, it was, the whole atmosphere was creepy, even to this day. And
especially if you watch it back then, you do not know who the killer is until the very end.
Like the soundtrack and the POV stuff.
Yeah.
Creepy, man.
Yeah.
Like I love that. That's what I loved about 80s movies. Like it's so hard to recreate that now, and it's almost impossible to do, but they capitalize on this perfectly. Mm-hmm. And I don't really have a lot of bad things to say about it. I mean, it didn't have a lot of gore, it didn't have a lot of creative kills, but the kill that was there was kind of neat.
And that last kill, like, you cut her head off and she does the little, that's an iconic ass kill.
As a child, this was scared the shit out of you, even today, you know?
Like, especially if you ain't desensitized to this stuff by now. Boy, a lot of the stuff in the old ones would freak me out.
Yeah.
Especially that jump when you start seeing the point of views of the characters. That jump creeped me out.
Because you wouldn't know who the killer was. Like, it legit catches you off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So, my number 4 is going to be part 3. Again, it's a great movie. I love how Jason's portrayed in this movie. I love a lot of the kills. The 3D aspect of it throws it down for me.
wait, which
part 3.
one? Oh, okay.
So I didn't like the kind of 3D stuff. I didn't like that because it seemed like they were just trying to play to the audience for the kills, and that takes away from it for me for most of it.
I had to say that too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if they didn't do that, it's a lot better of a movie to me. You know what I mean? If we're not playing to it, because I get it, it's part 3, so we have the chance we can do 3D. I really wish they hadn't done that. If they hadn't done it, this could be higher, but it's not because of that aspect for me. So, Scoob, what's your number 4?
Yeah, part 8 is probably my 4th favorite because I actually like the fact that he went to Madden.
Okay.
Because I like the different setting. And I was like, well, dang, he ain't got a bunch of those stuff around the camp to kill people with. What is he going to kill people with now? And then when I saw him in the boat, and I was like, how did he get out there? What's going on? And he stabbed those two people. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, but where is she going to go? And I was like, there are so many situations where I was like, modern day stuff can stop him now. So, like, if you go to a locked gate and then turn some corners, there's no way he can follow you. But then he would always manage to follow. I like the setting because it made me think of what you would do to try and escape him in a more modern setting that's not just a bunch of cabins and a forest.
Okay. Here's the thing. I really liked him on the boat. Okay? Yeah. Had it been, like, still close to New Jersey and, like, it was like he was in the water like some shit on a boat, I would have understood that. I could have respected that. Only reason I didn't rank it as high is because, like, again, I feel like the whole New York thing was just because it's a big city. And they're like, well, let's see how Jason would do here. Honestly, to me, I think Jason should have just gone after everybody that he saw. That would have made sense to me. And there was a couple of scenes where he didn't do that.
Well, in this movie, I like the predator sense of Jason. Jason's in this big, huge fucking city, right? Mm-hmm. He sees all these people far away beside him. He's only going after these 2 people. His mind is set on these 2 people and nothing else.
That's a terrifying aspect.
Yeah.
Like knowing
I did like that about the movie.
Yeah, like imagine if you're running from a killer and then you run past all these people, you're screaming, running for help, and then everyone assumes he's just a guy in costume, and you're running for your life, and this guy is right after you, and you think with all these people here, he would be distracted, he'd go after someone else, but he is fixated on you, and there's nothing you can do to convince him. You don't have time, so you would panic, and you need to keep moving. I love the thought process on it. Now, there are some parts that have some inconsistencies, but I like that it made me think on what you could do with this type of setting. Yeah. I like that stuff.
Really?
Well, you know, in this movie, this kind of shows Jason teleporting. Not like full on, but
at least if you go off the game, like how he used to shift and stuff.
Yeah.
And like especially go through the water.
You remember what that still on the boat, and this girl goes into that. It's like a ballroom with the disco. You know, Jason's here, there. And then there's this one scene where he climbs up this ladder to this guy all the way up there. He sees Jason on the ground, turns back up. Boom.
Yeah.
He teleports, you know?
Ray, what is your number 3?
Part 3.
Part 3.
The birth.
He said that immediately.
Yeah.
The birth of the hockey mask. The suspense was great.
Yeah.
It had some pretty neat acting. The only thing that takes away from it, why it's not my number 2, is the 3D aspect.
Yeah.
You take that away, this is a pretty good solid 80s movie.
There it is.
Yeah.
I had to put the next one, I ain't gonna say it yet, over it just because of the 3D aspect here. If it wasn't for that, they're probably reversed.
For me, my number 3 is going to be part 2. Part 2 is great because this is literally the first time you see Jason. You know what I mean? And I like the beginning of the movie because, like, Jason is basically getting revenge for his mother's death. He kills the main girl from the first one because that's a kind of thing you would expect from most horror movies. Like, if you look at the Nightmare on Elm Street series, for the first few movies, it was Nancy, right? It stayed on her. So I kind of was expecting it's going to be this girl. And then he just killed her from the jump. Like, again, it was the POV kill, so you didn't know who it was. But they didn't go too shy with the whole Jason thing because eventually you did see Jason. And he started getting his kills going. He started going through people. I really like that shit.
The wheelchair death?
The wheelchair death is fucking amazing. He hits that dude with the I keep saying axe, the machete, and then he like rolls down the whole thing of stairs. Like that was pretty cool.
Riding dirty.
I really like this movie. There's not a lot at all that I can say bad about number 2.
The only bad thing I can say about number 2 is there's the biggest plot hole in the entire franchise. Jason, this is supposed to take a year later, right? Mm-hmm. Jason's still supposed to be a kid. He's a grown ass man. Opening scene, grown ass man. He goes to this city to kill Alice, and then goes back to Camp Crystal Lake.
Here's the thing. He dies in the 50s. That movie did take place in the 80s.
Well, yeah.
So we think of him as a kid because like Pamela kept talking as a kid. You let my little boy drown. I feel that's why everybody goes there. I think because it was 30 years later. He is an adult. I think that's what it should have been. And there's also that one kill, like that one part where Jason, as a boy, jumps out and grabs her and shit.
That's what I was about to say. So either that has to be a hallucination.
That's what I'm going with.
That can be the only explanation there.
Yeah.
So my third favorite would probably also be part 2.
Okay.
Because I actually didn't see part 2 until much later. And actually, I was used to seeing him in the hockey mask. Because the first ones I seen was like Jason Goes to Manhattan, then the final chapter. I watched all of these incredibly horrible order. Then I watched the first. Actually, I didn't watch the first one until I grew up with my family. It was like, let's watch all the old ones. So I was used to seeing him in the mask first. So actually seeing him in the sack was different for me. And I did like the fact that he looks different. He looks like just some man. He doesn't look like the iconic character. Or at least he does, but it's like it's creepy because it's not what I'm used to seeing. Yeah. If anything, I don't know, seeing a man in a sack and overalls chasing me is a little more terrifying. At least a little bit. Partially the reason why Jason scared me a lot when I was a kid is because actually my dad is a rather large person. And he goes to work and always has a jumpsuit on. So we'd have a bunch of those hanging up in the house. And it would freak me out when I was a kid because I'd see them all the time. And then right after watching Jason, whenever I had to turn off the lights and walking through the hallway and I'd see a bunch of jumpsuits because Dad's closet is in the hallway, I hated those movies.
I got you.
But I like the one in the sack. I like that one too. He also uses the freaking pickaxe, and I really love that. So it's like one of my favorite weapons he uses.
So we're down to the final 2. Mm-hmm. No one is going to have the same final 2. Mm-hmm. The only thing is that me and Ray still have at least one together that's still left on the list for each other, which is part 4. So that could be number 1 or number 2 for either one of us. You don't have the same ones as us. So the top 2 is going to be completely different.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Like me and you agreed for like the first 4 or 5 movies, and then after a while, it completely changed. So Ray, what is your number 2 favorite Friday the 13th movie?
Part 2.
Yep.
Oh man,
I gotta agree with you. The sack it brought a different aspect to Jason. It showed,
like, especially if you've seen the other ones first and came back to it.
Yeah. Well, like, even the remake, 2009, where he was Sackhead Jason. I still love that version of Jason. I just always liked that variation of Jason, and it was still scary.
Yeah.
You know? He don't need a hockey mask scared the shit out of you.
Just needs to be big.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he can use any weapon.
Yeah.
Like, they doesn't, like, they like for the game, they usually just pick what weapon he particularly used or they like the best kill with or whatever. Mm-hmm. But Yeah, like you associate the pickaxe and everything because like the game. But
Well, yeah.
he does a lot of different kills in that movie.
And like, there's a scene in part 2 where he plays this mind game with this girl. He's laying down in the bed, and she's wearing a sack. You don't know he's there. He blends in with the pillows, you know. Mm-hmm. He jumps up, and I don't know. It's just it had the wheelchair kill. It had a lot of great kills. There's this kill with the guy gets hung upside down.
Mm-hmm. And then
I don't know. It's just
the ending part, like where like old girl like, pretended to be Pamela. That's where like we get the sweater thing from and everything.
Yeah.
And then she fooled him, and then like the very end, he just like jumps through the window, no mask on, ugly ass face,
ugly.
ugly ass face, just like jumps through his head. That's the end of the movie, and I like that.
The only bad thing I didn't like about the movie is if Jason jumps through the window, the ending is just up in the air. Mm-hmm. You know, if he's been trying to kill the girl, why didn't you kill the girl? And what happened to Paul?
Yeah, sure.
It's just up in the air.
Yeah, it is.
But I feel like that there's kind of keeping that continuity mystery from the first one.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't really complain about it.
All right, so number 2 for me is going to be number 1, the very first movie. Again, like it's the original. It to me is the best one. Well, not the best one. It's one of the best ones, but it's. I love the POV thing. I love how you do not know who the killer is, and then when you see Pamela for the first time in the movie, you still don't think it's her. Because she's coming like, what's going on? What's wrong? And I wouldn't immediately think it's her.
But she plays it off well.
She plays it well. And then like she starts like saying like her son drowned. And like she starts going to that little monologue. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, it's her. And then like she just announced like, oh, it's like I didn't know it for the whole part. Because like she's not in the movie until the very end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you expect to see this big, broad man killing motherfuckers.
At least someone big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't.
And I love that. It was dope. Like, it caught me off guard.
I love moments like that when you start to slowly realize it and put it together yourself. Then they start doing the crazy stuff.
I ask you, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I don't have to think much on this. It's the remake, of course. The remake, I love the beginning of that movie. That has my favorite beginning in any Jason movie because it caught me off guard. I'm used to seeing Jason move. I've been saying that before. I love his movement. So when I went into theaters and it showed that dude in that forest, he was like back, like crawling, trying to get up. He gave him no time. He gave him no time at all. Yeah. You see him moving, running over to you. I was like, because I was freaking out because I never heard him run up to somebody before.
That is something I really like about the movie is the fact that all the other ones he's walking.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, he's just walking. Why don't you run away? In the remake, there's not an option. He
was getting it.
Even 2, 3, and 4 he runs, but in this one, he motherfucker sprinting.
Nah, when you now them loud footsteps, you can hear like it sounded like freaking. Oh my goodness, like bones crunch. You can hear like the dirt picking up off the ground when he was running them boots. You could feel them boots. And that junk, it scared me in the beginning. That junk caught me off guard. I actually remember panicking when it showed him running towards him because I wasn't ready for that. Then the scene when it showed old dude just yelling outside and when he threw that axe into his back. I love that scene.
The bear trap, yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking bear trap.
Yeah, and he was just screaming, and you don't see Jason. It shows like a full view of the area around him, and you don't even see Jason walking up to him. It's like, we gotta help him. I'm not going out there.
That's exactly what I was saying. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not going out there.
And you just hear him screaming, and it's sad, but you're like, you can't. It's another one of those situations where you know you made a good scene when you have people saying, what would I do if I was in that situation? In that situation, if I'm the one with the axe in the back, I'm going to be screaming. But I know that y'all ain't going to come back.
No.
I know y'all ain't going to come back. It's hopeless.
If we know he's there, I can't take that chance.
I love that they create situations like that when they were crawling that tunnel. You're freaking out. If you're crawling through a tunnel and then you see that somebody gets got, I love the idea of this person is gone. You have to keep moving. Yeah. That panic and adrenaline, I love that. I love moments like that because it makes you freak out. And there is no right decision when there's someone going to kill you. You need to move. And I love that. That's why I like the remake so much.
Okay. So we're all down to our number ones.
We know we got the same one.
We have the exact same one. And You might as well go ahead and tell us your number one because we know what it is now.
Okay, well, yeah, my number one is Freddy versus Jason, of course. Well,
At least the only thing about it is at least I know that you agree that there's not a lot of good.
I know that it's a bad movie, but I've watched this movie so many times because I just love the idea of
Freddy versus.
if you're awake, you have to worry about Jason, and you need to sleep, but you can't. It's constant panic.
Yeah.
The idea of you never having a chance to rest ever. If you sleep, Freddy's coming. And if Jason's within the vicinity, he's coming too. Now, the stuff I didn't like about it was, my least favorite part about it is when Jason's like knocked out and they try and like do CPR to him or whatever.
Yeah.
And like seeing Jason being vulnerable, like what it took for him to be vulnerable. Jason is my preferred of the two. So I guess I kind of have a biased opinion. I don't like seeing the scenes where he's depicted as being weaker or has a weakness that is very easily exposed. Like seeing him turn into a child in his dream, I thought was silly. But
Jason's scared of water. Jason's scared of water.
yeah, it's like he's been walking.
Because he drowned. I get that.
I get it, but
still,
Have you seen the movies?
yeah.
But I do like when it turns it back around and Jason starts fighting back. I just like the concept of you not being able to sleep because of Freddy and then Jason constantly pursuing you. I love that.
I will say that would probably be my favorite part of the movie when old girl brings Freddy out of the dream.
Yeah.
And Jason's alive and Freddy like just looks
see
up like,
these two Titans just duking it out. And you literally see Freddy like looking at him surprised. And I love that.
Like in my mind, even though I know he wasn't, I feel like Jason was smiling under the mask. I got you.
I will say I didn't expect Freddy to put the moves on that man like he did. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Freddy was putting things to him. But Jason only had to land like ones and twos. That's all he was doing was, oh yeah, and then when he got in that burning building, he started dragging his tail through the walls and
Did not care.
oh, I love that.
I'm saying like the fight scenes were awesome. Mm-hmm. Everything to me up to that, it's just it could have been better. So much better.
Yeah, it could have been better. Now and then the scene when it showed him like cut off his fingers, and you just see him looking at his hands like
Shit.
and you just see like blood. It was like, oh my god, they're not. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, he's gonna use his weapons now.
Yeah.
Like seeing something happen to the character that can't be reversed, or it's something that this is bad. You know that the fight's coming to a close. And I was like, I don't want to see my guy lose. And then when I saw Freddy come up with the machete in his hands, I was like, first of all, I lost my shit because I thought Jason died. And I was like, no. Because they actually got me with that. And then it showed Jason use Freddy's arm. I love seeing the two of them fight each other.
Yes.
I like the whole thing. The end just blew me away. And I guess it kind of clouds my judgment on how bad the acting was in the story.
I feel you.
The action I love the action of it.
So me and Ray have the exact same number one, and it is part 4.
Part 4.
It is the
final
final chapter. And we have said this several times. Had they ended the series with this movie, it would have been an amazing series.
I would have been okay with it.
The top 4 was like our top 4 was the first 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would have been an amazing fucking series. It's just like after 5, they brought him back to life, and once they started doing that kind of stuff, it was like, why?
He was more zombified. The scripts got lazy.
Yeah, they kind of just like whatever.
Well, I like about this one. It picks up directly off 3.
Yes.
Jason's at the morgue, wakes up, kills motherfuckers on his way back home. When he gets home, he gets down to business.
Yeah, he's just this is what I'm here for.
There's nothing stupid. I mean, the suspense is there. Towards the end of the movie, Jason gets pissed off almost. Badass busts through the fucking door. Jason means business. I love that.
It has that dead fuck kill, which is amazing. Like, old dude gets it.
What? I did fuck.
Yeah, and he's like, where's the one over there? Like, just amazing. Kills that dude while he's watching the movie. Like, he's watching the dirty movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And like the main girl, well, even Tommy.
Yeah.
Corey, he played a phenomenal role as Tommy.
Yeah.
But that girl was so believable. She was trapped in that fucking hallway. She threw herself out the fucking window to try to survive.
Yeah.
That's commitment, you know?
It is.
I like seeing stuff like that.
And then he tossed that one girl out the window, which makes a lot of no sense to me. I mean, I get like she landed on like the fucking. She landed on the car. Yeah, she got tossed in the car, if I remember correctly. And the other girl, she just kind of like dove out the window, but she didn't like hit the same thing. She said, "I get it," but that's two different people who went out the window that kind of threw me off.
And then there's this kill that always got to me. He's killing me, and you didn't see it happen. All you heard was fucking grunts, bones cracking, blood dripping. You know what I'm saying?
I do like that.
Yeah,
That's also one of my favorite lines in the game too.
Yeah, he's killing me.
Yeah, I love that. That stuff is good too. And
I had that raft kill. Remember?
Yes,
That girl.
Like she's laying out there like naked and shit, and like she had an argument with old buddy, and then he talks to her for a second. She kind of throws him away. He leaves, and then Jason just from out of the water, right through the raft, through her, just cutting through her, and it was amazing. I love that kill.
To me, this film is the epitome of Jason.
And I get you for yours because like it's sentimental for you.
Yeah.
I'm going off of how I feel like overall with the mirror.
That's fair. I ain't going.
Because to be fair, if we were gonna go sentimental, 8's probably my favorite because that was one of the first ones I got to see. And it's like I really love that movie as a person, but like judgmental. That's why I went with it. Like,
Yeah.
But for like I said, if they ended the series 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the final chapter, and that was it, amazing.
Amazing.
You know what I mean?
That's the death of horror movies, though, man. Reboots, fucking unnecessary sequels.
We have to make more money, and I get it. I wanted to tell you specifically, Scoob, there's one movie we saw they did recently for Friday the 13th. It's they even brought back one of the original actors who played part 6. It was C.J. Graham.
And 2. Steve Dash.
Yeah, so they brought back like original Jason, and like some of the stuff was really cool. The one thing that did throw me off, even though I said like the other ones, I wish like I would expect Jason to kill a lot of people. There was a lot of kills in this movie, a lot, and
like,
a lot of them were just
unnecessary.
Wait, like, which movie is this?
Okay,
this is a fan film.
This is a fan film.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
Which was cool that they brought 2 original Jasons and everything, and there was even some cool aspects. Like there was a part where like Tommy Jarvis's daughter was in the movie, and she was the main person. She was trying to find Tommy Jarvis, and then some of the other kids of people who have survived or got killed in the other movies were in the movie, and they're going to help her find Tommy Jarvis. That was kind of cool. I like that. But there was one scene where there was like 11 prisoners in a chain gang working, and then Jason comes through and just murders them all. And there was no reason for it because they weren't a part of the movie.
The girl in the tent.
Yes.
This girl had absolutely no working. This fucking random girl walks to a fucking tent.
She was
starts stripping.
Yeah, she just started stripping.
Dancing out of nowhere.
To music by herself. She was not in the movie at any point in this movie. And he just comes up and kills her. And I was like, there was one girl who was obviously a porn star because she was wearing a shirt, no bra. And you could see her. Like, it was just like, that's what she was there for, was just like a sex. And then I didn't expect her to start making out with a girl, but like that happened. And then this one dude who was being like a perv somehow pulled a girl, and they start to have sex in the water, and then he kills. And then they killed one of the characters that I didn't think they were gonna kill immediately, just out of nowhere. Like it was like he was watching the people have sex, right? And then Jason shows up, and they don't show any fighting scenes. They just show him hitting Jason, like Jason hitting him and killing him. That's it.
Yeah,
a lot of the kills were just like
they hopped that man up for nothing.
There was one part where like the girls were kissing, they were on top of each other. Jason stabs through them, and water hits him in the face, not blood. And there's no blood on their back. There's no hole on their back.
Okay, I want to see this movie.
But there are some creative kills, bro.
Yeah,
like he rips this one motherfucker's head off, and the spine comes out with it. You remember that?
Like Sub-Zero?
Like, and there's one dude he cut the dude's head right here, all the way off. Like this part of his head was gone. There's some creative kills. There's some shit that was like if y'all could do those creative kills, how the fuck did y'all do this week shit?
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense in that movie. I do think you might like it a little bit.
I mean, I like movies that just have a bunch of killing in it and stuff for a horror movie.
It's literally just like they put people in there just so they can kill them. And like, there's like some cheesy like tour groups or whatever that's like we're going to look for Jason. Like so there's one you pay like $600.
Okay, well stuff like that I think is silly.
Yeah, it was.
And there's 2 tour groups.
There's 2. There's 2 tour groups, and they don't see each other. They were just there.
Okay, well, the story's probably gone, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I just like seeing more Jason. If there's more content, I'd like to see it.
They bring in Jason's dad for this.
Yeah,
CJ Graham plays part 6 Jason is Jason's dad. This is a direct sequel to Jason Lives. None of these are canon.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh, and they did this recreation scene from the first movie.
That was actually pretty cool.
Perfect,
It was the
dude.
POV, and they showed the opening scene from part 1 when those two kids were upstairs. They laid the blanket down. They were about to have sex and everything. Started making out. And they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't know it was you." Like Pam starts killing them. Right? You don't see Pam in the first one, right? So she kills them too. They recreated that pretty well, but they made it where it was the dad, and I'm like, why is it the dad? Like they basically makes one not real. You know what I mean? You basically just threw that out the window, and it was just like weird. I still think you might like it. Also,
I want to see it though.
well, that's gonna do it for us, guys. Let us know where you rank the movies. Yeah, if you disagree with us, that's great. Please tell us why you disagree with us. Which one you like, if there's something that you particularly like, you thought we should have talked about, bring it up in there.
Yeah, what's your favorite kill?
If you like Scooby, let us know. We might try to bring him back.
If you don't like them,
We'll kill
Toss
him.
him.
It's over.
All right, then. It's fine. Whatever.
Anything you want to say to the people, Scoob, before we call it?
I'm glad that you all allowed me to come with you and at least share my opinion. It was fun. I hope that I was at least somewhat entertaining. And I know that somebody out there agrees with my opinion on the best one. Someone. I know that someone does. Or at least on the second best.
No one in this room agrees with Scoob.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
But that's going to be it for us, guys. We will see y'all next time. Deuces.
adios.
Bye.